So we all know one of the most anticipated releases of the year finally dropped in global, which was none other than SS Rosetta, or Forger of Fortitude Rosetta. And your boy actually managed to luck out and get her within the first summon video, thank God. Just letting you know, if you haven't seen it yet, recommend you go watch it because it's also the showcase video. But not only did Rosetta come out to the game, we also have a brand new challenge quest known as Following the Crest, where the challenger this time is none other than Demon Edge Berwick, which means it's time to see if I can triumph over the new challenge that Yama P has given to me. And for a while there, I didn't even look at the most recent clears, so I had no idea what to do whenever I was going into this, which kind of explains the first team you see here. I wasn't really paying too much attention to the threshold mechanics or exactly what he was doing. The only thing I did notice was that he was constantly putting up physical evasion, which didn't really bother us because our main bulk of damage is coming from magical damage dealers. Also, I wasn't completely sure what he was doing at the first two thresholds since I didn't see a arts cut in or any type of big damage come through, so I was a little confused because your boy is completely oblivious. It definitely popped up Magia Drive, but at the current time, I didn't know about this. As you see though, we went all the way through to the last threshold and he finally popped off with his super R's. And by pop off, I mean he legitimately popped off.
Fight back! Fight back!
After that first defeat, I went back to the drawing board looking at all my units to see if there was anything that I could do or take off or who I could switch out to actually do something with this team, because I was just like, man, there has to be a way to get through all this. So my first thought was to throw as much DR as I could at this guy. So I ran some of the best DR equips in the game, and I also ran Momo alongside this entire team. Since Momo does give you 30% DR against humans, demons, or beast, maybe this is enough to allow Shiro Emiya and the rest of the team to actually tank against his final nuke. And, well, yeah, that didn't work either. So I went back to the drawing board. Mind you, at this point, I still have not looked at the recent clears. I had no idea who to use, and I was very much stumped. So for some reason, I had this brilliant idea. If I can't just tank with DR by itself, why not throw DR plus healing at Demon Edge Berwick? So you already know who's coming out. Summer Chloe. And now we got Summer Chloe, Shiro, Celia, and Rosetta. Still, at this point, I haven't put two and two together that he was using Magia Drive in the first two thresholds. For some reason, I was thinking that there was some type of attack happening at those two thresholds, so I had to make sure that I had enough healing and damage mitigation to go through it all. But even with this team here, it also didn't work. The last threshold is truly the final boss. I was thinking about just doing a run just to kind of gather information, just look at exactly what the boss was doing, then go back in. But I was like, maybe I can look at the most recent clears and kind of see what is happening. This was about 20 minutes after I started recording, by the way, and I looked into it and I was like, wait, Sayaka's being used? Toma's being used? Gamagori? These are characters that are getting blown up by Berwick, so why are they using them? Jeez. Really, Berwick's damage isn't that menacing until you get to that final threshold. So in theory, what you do is that you kind of thug it out for the first two thresholds. You don't even use your taunt tank's taunt at all. At least in the beginning, you use your defense equips and stuff, of course, to keep your team alive. But then once you get to that final threshold, you pop your taunt tank's taunt, and you let your taunt tank revive if they die. And for example, Sayaka's really good at this because she has 2 revives. You can also throw a blessed necklace on her just to, give her a 3rd revive if you want to be completely safe. And if you do this strategy, it completely trivializes the entire boss fight. Like, there's not even a boss fight really at all anymore. It's just a big HP pool. I didn't understand this completely the first time, so it was a little sloppy, and I didn't 100% full clear it when I did it initially. I could have. I want that to be known. I could have done it, but I goofed up. But this is the team that got it done. We did actually manage to clear it, and unfortunately Sayaka did, kick the bucket here. But Firm was able to clean it up like it was nothing, man. Which means now, since we got the Reyes clear, we can go back to using Rosetta. For the 100% clear run, I did a godly run. I even used blessed necklaces to make sure that I had enough revives to get through it because Berwick's super animation is very long. I mean, extremely long. So that's the reason why we were using the double blessed necklace, just to be completely sure that we would be okay. Also, we had Fina Devil Wings on here thanks to someone like Fern, which did help help a little bit, especially in the end whenever we had a tiny bit of healing there, but it really wasn't too impactful here, but it's still better than nothing, right? But one thing that surprised me, dude, was just how much damage Fern is able to push out, especially with this team, just dumping out all this DPS with someone like Rosetta at her side. And I didn't even pop Rosetta's art to get the magic res down too. I wish I would have, because that would have been even more damage, because we would have had water res down, we would have had all the crit damage, the magic damage up, plus the magic res down. This Berwick would have crumbled under Fern. But as you see here, this is probably the most perfect play that I ever did with Sayaka. I didn't even use her true art until we got to that last threshold. As soon as I saw that last threshold, flicked up twice, boom, true art is active. We have 3 revives on her, which means no matter what, we shouldn't die. Hopefully. But as you see here, we were still getting clapped up with Sayaka. We went through almost every single revive extremely quick with this character. But it didn't even matter because Fern saved the day. And talking about the damage that Fern dealt, look at this, bro. This is disgusting. 37 million. Rosetta following behind at 12 million. So all in all, this challenge stage, in my personal opinion, isn't the hardest. But if you don't have someone like Sayaka or these other taunt tanks that have this built-in revive mechanic, this could be extremely challenging, because even with some of my best DR characters, I wasn't able to tank that final hit from Demon Edge Berwick. There's possibly a team out there that can do it. I'm pretty sure Shiro Emiya can do it if you just provide enough DR around them. I would think even Albedo could maybe give you that DR that you need, since you can use her super art and get the crazy 60% DR right out the gate. Later on, whenever you have characters like Jane and stuff like that, they can probably do it, because Jane gives you that bulk of physical res. But especially if you're a new player or more intermediate, you don't have all these crossover units at your disposal, my recommendation would just be do it in multiplayer. It's gonna be a lot less of a headache than doing it by yourself. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Tell me down below, were you able to best Berwick, or did he get the best of you? Also, what do you guys think the live stream is going to be about tonight? I'm pretty sure it's just solo leveling. Hey, you guys let me know all that type of stuff down below in the comment section. Oh, and one more thing before you all leave, don't forget to drink water.